Is organic food actually healthier for you? And what makes a piece of food organic in the first place? Or is it just a middle-class obsession? Organic food production relies on more naturally occurring processes rather than relying on synthetic fertilizers, etc. There are literally thousands of requirements across all the different types of food, from wine to chickens to carrots. Our the European Union's actually massive on organic food. They've set a target of having 25% of all their food production organic by 2030, which is a world-leading target. While Brexiteers would have you believe that the EU's bureaucracy belonged in Dante's ninth circle of hell, their policy-making processes were actually quite good, and they actually had high standards. In the UK, organic standards are set by the government, but they're checked by the Soil Association, which is an independent body. Farms have to be inspected once a year, and they have to provide paperwork to demonstrate that they've been keeping to organic standards all the time. Organic farm animals for meat cannot be fed on genetically modified feed. That's in contrast to many normal farm animals that are often fed on things like GMO soy from Brazil. When it comes to plants, they can only be fed using natural fertilizers, no synthetic ones. Things like compost, and the best ones are animal dung, animal bone, and animal blood, which means that a lot of organic vegetables are not actually vegan. There's a very limited amount of pesticides that are allowed to be used on organic produce. Of 490 approved for use within the EU, only 28 are allowed to be used on organic produce. And that must be as a last resort to save the crop from going in the bin. The same goes for antibiotic use. Although it's not completely banned, it's an absolute last resort, and any animals that are being treated with antibiotics should be removed from the rest of the flock or herd. Essentially, it's a reliance on more natural processes. It should be better for the soil, land, and environment too. Now, you probably want to know, is organic food actually healthier? It's a little bit like asking if the Mona Lisa is smiling or not. We think she is, but it's quite hard to prove it. When it comes to nutrition and health, we're still learning about the tens of thousands of compounds that exist within our food. Science actually finds it very hard to work out if an overall diet is better than another different overall diet, because organic covers a huge variety of different foods, and someone who eats organic carrots might not eat organic chicken. It's very easy for science to work out if someone who does drink Coke or doesn't drink Coke has a better health outcome. You're just looking at one food. The only way to really do it is to get a few thousand people and lock them in a box and give one group of people only organic foods and give the other people no organic foods, and make sure they've got all exactly the same lifestyle. Otherwise, the Nazis tried this kind of thing, and Nuremberg trials put paid to that. Organic food only makes up about 1% of all of the food sold in the UK, and the people who do buy all organic food are also more likely to make healthier life choices in general. They might also be more wealthy and have better healthcare options as well. Nonetheless, many scientists have tried to work out if organic food is healthier, and they have come up with some answers. Probably. Let's look at a couple of papers, and I'll read you a few conclusions you can make up your own mind. One study said, there appeared no simple relationship between nutritional value and health effects. It is difficult, therefore, to draw conclusions from analytical data about the health effects of organic foods. They had a hypothesis that organic food might actually improve the resilience of living organisms, such as humans. Another study found that organic foods were linked to lower levels of obesity. Another one said, organic food of plant origin is characterized by a trace presence of pesticides, a lower content of nitrates, and an increased content of polyphenols and vitamin C. Animal origin contain more beneficial for health unsaturated fatty acid. Organic dairy products, in contrast to meat products, are characterized by a higher content of protein and saturated fatty acids. Another systematic review found it was actually quite hard just to draw any conclusions. In essence, we think it's good for the environment, it's probably good for the soil, it's good for the plants, and we think it's good for the animals. Now, if it's good for all of those things, there's a very, very high chance it's good for us too.